So it says Bert Gummer suspects that giant worms are being utilized as weapons at a research facility in Canada.
Yum, yum. It's time for a tasty and refreshing snack.
David Crane's Amazing Movie Time.
All right, hello and welcome everyone to another episode of David Crane's Amazing Movie Time. I am Ryan and I'm joined as always by Andy and Justin. The movie we are going to review is an Andy pick, and that is the latest Tremors movie. Is this Netflix exclusive?
I believe so.
I believe, yeah, all the best things
How else
are.
would this get made?
Yes, all the best things are Netflix exclusive. This came out in May of this year, 2018, so it's Tremors 6, I guess, A Cold Day in Hell. Description, Bert Gummer suspects that giant worms are being utilized as weapons at a research facility in Canada. He soon finds himself in a race against time to create an antidote from one of the creature's venom to save his own life. First of all, he didn't, right off the bat, he did not suspect anything. He get a telephone call. He was dying. Someone else made an antidote out of a live worm. He had nothing to do with that.
This guy who wrote this movie wrote that description didn't watch the movie, and I don't blame him.
Right. And I'm just going to call out one of the major faults right off the get-go. Why did it matter if the worm was alive or dead? They just sucked shit out of a gland.
Yeah.
The worm could have been dead. I'm just going to call shenanigans on that. But anyway, I mean, I guess this is kind of the latest Tremors movie where the worms are first discovered in snow for an opening clip, which is then never replicated, and it's then back to every other Tremors movie where they're fighting them in the dirt. So it was a cold day in the introduction of this movie.
Yeah, they colored balanced it to be more blue than the desert would be, so it looks colder, but yeah,
it still was desert.
Dirt.
Yeah.
Huh.
It's
that
like
opening was not bad.
I will give you that. It was a good opening. And in fact, the special effects and the CG, and the practical effects in this movie, I would say overall are good. I just think that the entire budget went into those. And not paying Jamie Kennedy the $5 that I'm sure he gets to make any movie or on-screen appearance these days.
Do you want to jump right into that?
Let's do it. Why wait?
This is... So I didn't see I haven't seen the fifth one. Apparently that's where he joins this.
Oh, he's been in others.
Yeah, he joins the group of cast of characters of the Tremors series.
Okay.
Have not seen that one. So don't blame us. There might be like a heartfelt origin story to Jamie Kennedy's character here. But to me, he just comes across as the biggest shitbag ever. And he looks completely different than what he used to. Like, I mean, you're talking about a guy who played a white rapper back in, the early 2000s? Malibu Most Wanted. And
yeah,
now he's...
He looks like you'd expect Jamie Kennedy to look these days because you assume he's homeless, unshowered, unkempt, and living on the street. And it looks like they just probably got him for the casting part. Like they just grabbed some hobo. It turned out to be Jamie Kennedy, and he's in this movie. Yeah. But that's basically what he looks like throughout this film.
Yeah, he looks like you saw him at a Burger King on the way home from Sturgis.
Right.
You know?
The only time he looks like somewhat human and not just disgusting and slimy is when he's wearing that horrible beat up baseball hat. And even Jill, I was watching this with my wife and she's like, he needs to either keep a hat on all the time or shave. And I was like, yep, pretty much.
Yep. So I thought that's what they were shooting for, right? Like his appearance, he looked just awful. He looked like a shitbag. And he acted like it too. He was kind of condescending and mean and everything.
And his acting was also awful.
Oh yeah, it's awful. But at the end, it takes a 180 and he's like, oh, he's the hero of the day. He saved the day. He gets a girl. And
Yeah.
what happened?
Like, no chick would sleep with this dude. Like, ever. And
No.
like, he looks, again, he still looks like a vagrant at the end of this movie. Plus, he's got, like, guts all over his face. And this gorgeous chick who's, like, supposed to be the love interest is, like, making out with him. Why?
It's the most unbelievable character that we've had so far, for sure.
Yes. He really did little to nothing to redeem himself throughout the movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I had to look that up, see who he was. I had no idea who that was.
He's probably one of the worst living comedians on the planet.
Mm-hmm. And he looks so much different now than what he did then, too.
I remember watching that Malibu's Most Wanted.
Yeah, that's funny.
Mm-hmm.
But I had no idea.
That whole like scene where he like discovers internet porn for the first time is like probably one of the best comedy like bits ever. But Malibu's Most Wanted can't save him from a career that has otherwise been just like complete shit.
Uh-huh.
Like the Jamie Kennedy Experiment, like that horrible Mask sequel. Ugh.
Oh God, I forgot about
Then
that.
he made the whole documentary about. Basically, the whole documentary was about like how everyone on the internet is so mean to him for being a shitty comic, and like it was basically an hour and a half long documentary about how it sucks that everyone thinks he sucks, and then he's like confronting fans who heckle him, like, "Why are you making fun of me?" And the dudes are like, "Does your jokes fucking suck?" Like to his face, and like he's almost in tears, but it's just so fucking funny.
Oh.
Yeah.
Guy looks like he's had a hard life since then, too. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Probably the money has not been rolling in, that's for sure.
no. I don't think this was the right role for him, though, either. At least not the way they wrote it.
I'm going to go on a limb here and say that any role for Jamie Kennedy at this point is not the role for him.
Yeah.
Unless it's like Steam Volcano guy from Benihana. Like, he can handle that. Like, stack an onion ring to make steam come out on my table. Like, that's fine for Jamie Kennedy.
Yeah.
So which Tremors is the one where they're doing like tours of the desert or whatever and pretending that they're having
That's two.
That's the one I've seen.
Okay. Wait. No, yeah, that's
thought
two.
that
Right?
I thought
And
it
then
was
they actually get attacked.
Yeah, I don't
around on
remember
one.
now.
It's 2 or 3, yeah. Cool, because
I thought I seen 3.
Ass Blasters came in at 3, and that was the
Yeah.
one that had... Yeah,
that
you're
was
right,
like
it
in
might
Mexico
be 3.
or something.
Yep, I think it might be 3.
Huh.
I'd say 1,
the
2, and 3 are all decent movies, though.
Yeah.
'Cause that's the only one that I saw. And like overall, compared to that, this show is garbage. This one.
Yeah.
No, maybe it was 2, because Ass Blasters came in after the
What?
Walking ones. And I think the tour one was only the Walking ones.
I want to say like the first one had like fake tours where they were doing a tour where they were scaring their fans.
They'd have people come out and then they'd blow like explosives up or something and scare people. And then the one time they actually did and killed somebody or
I
something.
think that's 2.
Yeah, you're probably right because yeah.
It's 2, I think. Because the first one, they didn't have anything, like, they weren't aware at all.
Sure.
The Graboids, yeah, it was the Graboid, like... I'm pretty sure it's
I don't
2.
remember Ass Blasters in there.
Yeah. Are you sure?
Well, I could be mistaken.
Oh man, that third one, wherever that Ass Blaster one came in, like the CG on those were
Atrocious.
horrendous.
Yeah, that was
Some of
not
the
a good
worst.
time back then for CG, especially when your budget was like next to nothing.
Yeah, that was awful.
So for anyone who is listening and doesn't understand how this works, like an evolution of the Tremors monsters. So the first Tremors, they're giant underground worms called Graboids. Tremors 2, Graboids still exist, but then they like evolve. So walking like biped creatures come out and stalk people on land. And then the third one introduced the most recent evolution, and the one that still comes to light in this film, called ass blasters, which is the ones that walk on the ground from the second film, but they can ignite their farts and like rocket propulse themselves across distances and like glide a short distance. Apparently, at least we're led to believe in Tremors 6, they can basically turn themselves
Just
into
fly.
jets. Yeah, they just fart anywhere they want to go.
So as you can tell by that evolution, like the first one is kind of a legit horror drama,
Right.
and then everyone after that kind of turned into more comedy.
Okay.
Kill a graboid and make a one-liner, right?
Yeah, I just realized like a huge plot hole because the whole, as we discussed this, the whole point in this film was that this is the original species of graboids that have existed in seclusion in this part of like the Arctic Circle. But why
And
did they
global melting.
evolve into the exact same like ass blaster evolution as a whole like subsection of their species that lived in like New Mexico? That's not how evolution works at all.
There's a lot of questions. in
How
this
are they
movie.
secluded? If you're an ass blaster, you can fly over the mountains and you can go anywhere you want, right? They're no longer landlocked.
That's true. Well, technically, it only goes as far as your fart can carry you. So
If I was an ass blaster, I'd be like circumnavigating the goddamn globe. I tell you what.
call you Amelia Earhart.
Amelia Earhart.
Oh.
World famous graboid explorer.
Yeah.
And then, okay, so speaking of ass blasters, they talk about ass blasters once early on in the film after they like have this accident at this research facility. There's like 6 people around them when they say the term ass blasters. And it goes on like through the course of normal conversation. And then like 5 minutes later, they're in a different room with like the same 6 people and like 2 other people, and ass blasters is said, and like everyone laughs hysterically, even the people that were there for ass blasters the first time. And like and then it's a big thing like, you think this is funny? But I'm like, why are they laughing now? Because
You just heard it in the other.
right.
Yeah, this movie's kind of a mess for sure. And like that's what you're there for, is like the comedy part of it, like the goofiness of this, and it was just like not there. Like that one quote that you sent me right away, I'm like, oh, this is gonna be awful.
Yeah, so like, okay, I love this because it made absolutely no sense. So basically, like, they come to the conclusion that like they can tie the main power supply of this like outdoor shop building. They can run all the electricity, divert it from the electrical wiring into the frame of this steel building, and it creates an electrical grid underground that prevents the worms from coming up and eating them under the floor through the earth. So they decide they need to distract this one worm, and everybody just starts making as much noise as they can in this shop to draw the attention through vibrations to bring the worm over. So it works, and this worm just like full speed, like barrels towards them, hits the electrical grid or whatever, and like kills itself. And then Jamie Kennedy yells, "That'll close down the carpool lane." What? What does that mean? There's no context for that.
Like, did he look at the director and be like, hey, what am I really saying this? He's like, yeah, go with it. Yeah, whatever.
Somebody should have said something. Like, did he ad-lib that? Because then I'd believe how that's got in the movie. But, like,
Yeah.
I just, like, I'll never forget that. Like, it is the most absurd fucking one-liner with no context to anything else. There's not even a road. There's not even a road. It's so bad. Oh, God.
But we should really talk about the hero of this story. The guy that goes on top of a drill and pisses onto the ground to make sounds that the graboid would come to. Meanwhile, like their friends right next to him take off running as fast as they can. Like, what kind of thunder piss does this guy have?
Well,
Like, it doesn't matter how high you are.
8 energy drinks, right?
Sure.
I also appreciate what a genius this like supposed like biochemist or whatever is, because when that drill later starts tipping later on in the movie, you know which side he climbs to? The bottom side that's falling towards the earth, because that's what people do. Oh, this tower I'm on is plummeting towards the earth. Let me climb on top of the side that's going to smack me into the ground and crush me.
Yep.
Yeah.
You put it that way, I changed my mind, but I was pretty upset that guy died. Like,
He died? Did he really?
yeah, he got eaten on that thing. Didn't he? No?
No, I think he lived.
Oh, maybe I...
Because the chick runs out and saves him. Oh,
Okay.
Speaking of the chick running out and saving, Justin's text too, where the one chick's getting pulled, Jamie Kennedy's future love interest, spoiler alert, is getting pulled onto whatever hunka. Okay, actually, let me back this up. So a guy runs out to the pickup truck to try and escape, and a graboid hits the truck, hurls it like 50 feet into the air, comes back down, he's dead. But then moments later, like 10 minutes later in the movie, they all run to it like it's a goddamn fucking pillar of solitude and climb up on this truck. Anyway, let's forget that happened. So apparently this indestructible now truck, because it's already been destroyed and there's a dead guy in it, these two people try to climb up on it, and the one chick is caught by her pants. The graboid's going to eat her. And they must have set this up for like a one-liner laugh, where Jamie Kennedy's like, "Take off your pants. Like, they're gonna get it. Like, just take it." "No, I'm not gonna do it." Well, so they go back and forth. "Why won't you do it?" "I'm not wearing any underwear." So you would rather die? Are you telling me you would rather be eaten by a giant ground worm than show Jamie Kennedy your bush? And I think that's like the appropriate reaction that most women should have to Jamie Kennedy. But still, it was so stupid.
Speaking of that truck, like, that guy was just so inappropriately like racist toward the other guy that was chasing after him, trying to save him, like, for no reason. Like, the guy locked him out, and he's like, "Adios, amigo." Like, what did he do to you? Like, you guys were just pals over there.
And also, did anyone notice that this movie supposedly takes place in the United States and parts of Canada, but the steering wheel was on the European side? Which leads me to believe this probably wasn't shot in either one of those places, or they just got a really good deal on that pickup truck.
Maybe he was a mailman.
Yeah, there you go. In the middle of the Antarctic where there's no mail. There's just like, there's so much stuff wrong with this movie. And it's not even like it's so bad it's good. It's so bad it's still bad. It's like, I just can't believe that they made this.
I still have 100% confidence that there will be a Tremors 7.
Oh, absolutely.
The guy didn't die, so yeah.
Yeah. It'll be son of Jamie Kennedy.
Oh, gosh. Is this going to be like Fast and the Furious and just completely resurrect and turn into this huge thing?
One of them has to die in a car crash too soon.
Yeah.
Can it be Jamie Kennedy? Is it okay? Please, God, let it be Jamie Kennedy.
Oh.
I'm sure he's a really nice guy. He's just in the wrong industry.
That's so true.
I don't know if we can say much. There's nothing positive to say about this film, other than, I will say again, like we said earlier, it has probably the best special effects I've seen in a Tremors movie. It's just, that's everything it had that was worthwhile, I think.
I didn't really feel like it was actually an hour and a half long.
Is it?
That's kind of positive.
Yeah, it went quick. So that's a good thing.
Yeah, there was just not a lot to make sense of it. There was a lot of... I mean, horror movies in general usually have a lot of that stuff, like, why would you do that? But this was over the top, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what they were going into because they didn't lead into the horror hard enough, and they didn't lean into the camp hard enough. It was just
No.
the definition of mediocre.
Also, at the end there, when they chopped off the two like biting things or whatever off that, and then it pulled the other one back in, but they didn't chop that one off. How come they
Okay,
didn't?
yes, thank you. I was wondering that too. I was
Why?
like, why didn't this?
Or how is the mouth stuck open? Like
The rebar, because rebar is enough.
Oh yeah.
They can eat through trucks and floors, but that rebar indestructible.
how effortless they pushed that bar through that.
Yeah.
Oh my, effortless! That was a masterful engineering. Oh, that whole setup.
Hey, they have really soft skin. They really pounded that home.
You mean to tell me that at the precise second a worm bit a hook, an airplane flew by, grabbed a thing out of Jamie Kennedy's hand, unfortunately not killing him, and flung the thing through the air? She heard through the radio to pull the... No. That whole thing was nonsensical. It was complete bullshit.
And
yeah,
at the
and
end
then
of the day,
going back to your thing with the guy pissing and the guys running on the ground, same thing. Like one of those ball clicker things on a desk was enough vibration to draw the worm while 3 people bolted away. Are you effing kidding
Yeah.
me?
no, yeah, it's bad. And at the end of the day, like they got one guy, they saved their friend, they saved the main guy, but like they didn't kill all the graboids. I'm sure, like
No.
they didn't solve the problem.
And
Right?
wasn't one of the leading things and the strategies in evading these in other movies the fact that graboids they sense things through vibration? So why was it in every encounter in this film it seemed like they sure as shit could see people? Right? Because the worms go flying through the air, they know when to duck down and bite somebody. The little snake things come out of their mouth, which again don't have eyes, but they're able to just bite at people swinging stuff in the wind. It was so retarded.
I don't know. I'm not up on my graboid. And I don't know,
Well,
studies.
I'm a graboidologist, so I'm going to confirm these as true facts. And I call
Well,
shenanigans.
congratulations, you're in Tremors 7.
Oh God. Does this mean I have to meet Jamie Kennedy? I'm scared.
You are Jamie Kennedy's son.
He must have had me when he was 4. No, okay, now I'm curious. How old is Jamie Kennedy?
He's gotta be 50, 40.
No, I bet he's
40s?
just so haggard. He looked. Let's.
I was
check
going to
this
say
out.
he aged 20 years in the last 3, I think.
I'm gonna guess 48 or 49.
I'm gonna guess 37. Holy shit!
No,
48.
43. Wow.
I see
wow.
48, 1970.
Huh.
Let me. There could be a lot of them. Let me just check. Hey, he's 48. Wow.
Now it makes more sense that he would get a girl at the end then. If he's 48.
Gosh, you just look at his photos online. Normal piece of shit. normal. I'm homeless. What happened to this guy? How old was he when Malibu's Most Wanted came out? I gotta check this out now.
That's probably a
That came out 2002 or 2003,
Yeah.
I think.
long
I
time
remember
ago.
buying that.
Yeah, it was 2003. Okay. Yeah, that makes... He's still older than I would have expected when that was filmed. Interesting. All right, enough with the internet rabbit hole. Should we rate this masterpiece? On David Crane's scale of blobs, 1 to 5. Who's going first?
I'll go 1.5.
Ouch.
Oof. Yeah, that's probably where it needs to be. It's actually
Ouch.
okay.
That's about right.
So I just looked this up. Rotten Tomatoes score, It's above the Malibu's Most Wanted.
What? Holy crap!
Yeah. I'm gonna say, boy, I think I'm right there with you. 1.5 sounds good to me.
It could have been so much better. I don't know.
Yeah, I'll give it a 1.5 too, and I'll, even though I'm giving it a 1.5, I'm gonna forever love it just for the, and that'll close down the carpool lane because that is forever going to be stuck in my head as one of the greatest things I've ever seen.
Maybe that's his new niche. Is just like random one-liners.
Yeah, you can
that
like
don't make sense.
For $50, you can have Jamie Kennedy show up to your kid's birthday party, throw out a one-liner that has no context, and leave. Oh God. Can we at least agree going forward we're going to try and steer clear of Netflix released films, because we've been on a
Nope.
This is the third one and they're all just trash.
Next one is.
Yeah,
What is the next one?
I'm not
I
sure.
don't remember what it is. I put it there earlier.
Is it a Netflix one? Are you kidding me right now?
Game Over Man.
No. Wait.
I think that's a Netflix one.
Oh, is this the? Oh God, is this the movie I think it is? Hold on.
It's probably bad.
No,
Yeah, that's a Netflix movie too.
9%.
I love Workaholics, and I love those guys, but that was one of the worst things I've had to sit through. Are you gonna make? I fucking hate you right now so much. Okay, I, you did this to yourself. Don't. Oh. Okay. I'm going to throw up my mouth a little, but until then, here's another episode of David Crane's Amazing Movie Time. As always, be kind, rewind.